Hey everyone, happy LAST Tidbit Tuesday. Yeah, can you believe it? I have had such a great time sharing these tidbits with you over the past year. I had no intention of doing 52 of them. Yes, can you believe it? 52 of them. I started out with doing the first one a year ago in May, and the topic was vision. And I felt like there was so much doom and gloom going on around us and so much uncertainty, and the circumstances were falling apart around us, and I felt strongly about inspiring people and encourage people to hold on and hang in there regarding their vision, because it hasn't gone away. It's just been obstructed, or it's not as clear as it was before the pandemic and so forth. And then the next Tuesday I decided to do another tidbit, and then I realized, maybe I could continue to do this, because I have always had things going on in my brain and thoughts and curiosities, and I just wanted to share those with you. And my main purpose was really to bring hope and light to you and to those people who cared to listen to the tidbits. And when I look at all the tidbits this morning, the common themes that really stand out to all of them is really the concept of hope, light, faith, positive perspective, and forward thinking. Like, keep one foot in front of the other. Continue to look to the light, look forward. And I hope that that's come across to all of you sort of loud and clear as I delivered and shared these tidbits with you. And what's interesting too is that I never planned for what the tidbits were going to be about. I didn't say 3 weeks out, this is the tidbit that I'm going to be sharing. It was really based on what I was thinking and feeling at the time, and what I was reading or listening to, or a conversation that I was having with someone that really erupted these tidbits organically. And oftentimes I didn't know what I was going to be sharing with all of you until the morning of that Tuesday. So again, I hope you did get some hope and light from those tidbits. I do have some statistics that I want to share with you too as I look through the tidbits over the last year. All but one tidbit was delivered outside. Can you believe it? Here in nature. That's no secret for those of you who know that I love nature. I love the great outdoors. All but one tidbit was delivered by video, or a few of them were actually done live. One Tidbit Tuesday was missed due to an interruption, but I made up for it for the next week and explained why I wasn't able to do the tidbit that Tuesday. The top 5 tidbits where I got the most likes in each of those topics was the concept of purpose. That was number 1. I got tons of likes on that one. And if you recall that one, that was based on the dog sledding and how I used the example of dogs who got up in the morning, were so excited, yelping and jumping up and down and just excited about moving that sled down the trail and in the snow, that they knew their purpose as they got up in the morning. And I related that to us as human beings. So purpose was number 1. 2 was the concept of belief. Believing in something bigger and mightier than you outside of yourself. And that also believe in yourself, but also believe in that 2021 is going to be an amazing year. And I talked about belief right around the holidays, and that seemed to strike a chord with many people, is to really believe that this year is going to be an amazing year. The other one is on it's never too late. And that tidbit was based on someone, a professor that I had when I was at college. And we reconnected and we spent a lot of time together. And I really wanted to take that time to tell him how much he meant to me, what I learned from him, the example that he was for me in my life, and how he was important to me in my developmental years. And I so felt drawn to tell him that. And so I wanted to remind people that it's never too late to reach out to somebody else and tell them that you care about them, that you love them, that you value them, and that you express to them what they meant to you or what they do mean to you. And that's really important. Also, the value of names. That seemed to get a lot of likes as well. Names, how important your name is, and when someone says your name, what that does to you physiologically. Like, wow, someone's paid attention to you, and yes, someone has remembered me, and yes, they have pronounced my name correctly. There's something important to think about when you are meeting someone for the first time and the value of remembering that person's name, and to also remind them of how to pronounce it. And then lastly, it's the concept of awe. Believe it or not. Yeah, you too see the value in awe and how important awe is in nature. It's not the everyday kinds of nature things. You can find awe in lots of places, but mostly found in nature. But it's the special things. And sometimes you really have to pay attention to it and look for it. That special sunset, or that incredible sunrise, or that little bird nest, or something that you find underneath a rock, or something you just don't see every day, ordinarily every day. So how important that is, and to really pay attention to awe. And then my favorite tidbits, which are, there's some overlap with the tidbits that you like, but the tidbits that I really like delivering and that I felt strongly about is, one is purpose. Yes, I too believe that purpose is really important, that we really recognize and define and identify what our purpose is in life. It makes life so much easier once you've taken the time to really develop what that is. And the other piece is awe. That's not a concept that's different either. Of course, I would think that awe is. Awe just brings so much peace and clarity, and it's so soulful. And once you recognize something in nature that just brings you just to a place of incomprehension is really special. So think about that. Another favorite was the danger of making assumptions. Yes, I have made so many assumptions in my life, and I think, what's the danger of that? We can't always assume that just because someone has a particular title, or they have these kinds of credentials, or they look like this, or they're this color, or they're this size, or this gender, that we just assume they are that way. There's such danger in that. So it's best just to pay attention, reach out, get to know someone, ask some questions, and that really reduces the dangers in assumptions and really eliminates assumptions altogether. And then one of my other favorite tidbits was on perfection. And doing your best is good enough. Yeah. Think about all those times when you say, well, I'm not doing this because I can't do it perfectly, or I'm not going to deliver this because it's not perfect. Well, guess what? It's never going to be perfect, because to somebody else, even though you might think it's pretty darn perfect when you deliver something, but when the outside world takes a look at it, they're going to be not thinking that it's so perfect. So rid yourself of the idea of perfection and just say to yourself, is this the best that I can do? Is this the best that I have done? And that's good enough. If I really relied on perfection, I would never be doing these tidbits. My hair's never perfect. The clothing ensemble that I have is not perfect. The weather's oftentimes not perfect. What I say and the words that I use aren't perfect. The video capturing of the tidbits are not perfect. But I've really recognized that that's not important. That's not the important piece. It's what I have to say. And I really believe that I have been as authentic as I possibly can in delivering what I feel is important and encouraging for you to hear. So that's really the essence of perfection. So I want to leave you with this, and I'm going to read this because I don't want to mess it up. Is enjoy this new freedom, and may you use it wisely, productively, as you bring light to those around you. When in doubt, go to the light. You won't be disappointed. And again, my purpose for these tidbits is to bring hope and light, and I hope I did exactly that. So, hey, happy Tidbit Tuesday. I will see you around. I'm not sure when or where or how, but I've had a great time, and thanks so much for paying attention. Thanks for your feedback and your thoughts and your own inspirations to the tidbits that I've delivered and shared. Thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.